physical activity has always been a huge part of my life. When I grew up, I was involved in a lot of sports, and I played ice hockey for a long time. But even after I stopped playing ice hockey, I never stopped moving.
It's like good enough, so you gotta be great, and I'ma do whatever it takes. Doing what I love in life, and I'll pay the price, and not stopping even if the shit kills me, even if it kills me.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Matt Gron Talks. This is episode 94, and I'm the founder of the HubSpot agency iGoMoan, and here I share my scaling up journey, building this company from nothing to something. And with me, as you can see,
now.
You had some issues with the Zoom there, but
Yeah.
we have the one and only, the fabulous Svea Malina Landshoff here, finally in focus. How are you doing, Svea?
I'm good. I just dust wiped the lens a little bit, and maybe that might have destroyed the focal mechanism. But now it's back. But we have that from time to time, that the camera just decides, no, you know what, not gonna focus on you. But yeah. Anyways, welcome to episode 94 of Matt Gron Talks. I would say, sum it up. What do we do in this vlog?
Yes, first, this is where entrepreneurship runs
smack into reality.
And yes, so an extra welcome to all the newcomers. If this is the first time you see this, if this is the first time you watch this vlog, I think it was one of the most awkward starts so far. Like, I saw your hand and I thought, like, what do you want me to stop, or
No.
what are you doing? Like, yeah, but welcome again. We actually have a format here. I think that was what you asked for, Svea.
Yes.
And like every Monday, which is today basically, we talk about self-development and my personal journey growing as a human being and a leader. And on Wednesdays, we talk about business development and what I'm learning in the entrepreneurial process, scaling up iGoMoan. And on Friday...
On
Svea, what are we doing
Fridays,
on
you
Fridays?
share your weekly self-inventory with us, where you share what you could have done better, what you've learned, and things you celebrated. Also, sometimes you give kudos to some people, and you also just sum up what you did this week. But today's Monday, as you said, and we're going to do the more personal episode. I know the ones you're always most nervous about. No, nothing to be nervous about here, Matthias.
You never know what comes.
Yeah, but today I want to talk about physical activity or sports or whatever you want to call it. And I think we all are aware that sports is usually a good thing to do for your health, that, you can regulate your weight, or you can get better sleep, or I have some notes here, or you have better balance, coordination, things like that. But also, recent studies have shown that actually you can reduce the risk of certain kind of cancers. You also improve your brain health. You can actually reduce the risk of developing Alzheimer's, for example, a lot by regular exercise. And I've
Like
also,
what kind of exercise?
any kind of physical exercise. I don't know exactly what and how often you need to do it. I'm sure there's some science behind it, but I would say if you move your body for an hour every day, that can definitely not be bad for your health. And also it has actually, there are studies that show that you actually learn better when you move. So I know it is actually very beneficial when you listen to podcasts while you're walking. And I actually feel like that too. When I walk and listen to a podcast, I kind of like really listen. When I just sit somewhere, I cannot just stand still and listen to something. It drives me nuts. So I just have to move, and I feel I can listen better when I move for some reason. But yeah, so these were just some things that some of them I guess we are aware of, and other things maybe are new to you. How do you like my introduction? Was it good?
It was really good. I'm a little bit terrified about the question.
Like, very simple.
You're asking for my doctor perspective on exercise.
No, just your personal
physical activities.
Your personal opinion on that, because I know that you go to the gym and you take care of your health. Maybe you can talk about like what kind of importance does physical activity have to you?
Yo.
Yo.
Yo. Yo. Yes, where should I start? I think like physical activity has always been a huge part of my life. Like when I grew up, I was involved in a lot of sports, and I played ice hockey for a long time. But even after I stopped playing ice hockey, on a daily basis, more or less, I never stopped moving, so to speak. I've been at the gym. I've been doing kickboxing, like Thai boxing. I have been tried different other kind of sports. Floorball. I think, but I've always been into physical activities, so to speak. Not so much on a scientific level. Like, of course, I have always been thinking about, from one, of course, one part of it is that it's good. But I never, how should I say, like, actually knowing it is preventing me from getting diseases or, stuff like that. That's typically not what motivates me to actually, work out.
It's more the feeling, probably, right, that you get when you do it or afterwards.
So. Yes. But I would say for like a long time, after I stopped playing ice hockey on a daily basis, and for 10, 15 years, I probably exercised more than ever, but then it was very driven from a vanity perspective, so to speak. It was all about looking good, and yes, and I think that also took me in a direction where working out was not even healthy.
It's more an obsession.
Health became unhealth. It was more an obsession. So I think there's like a there is still, it's all about getting the balance in life.
Did you find it now? So, how does it look like for you? How often do you work out a week, I guess?
Like four times.
Okay, yeah, that sounds reasonable. So that you have like enough workout, but you also have some resting days, because people really underestimate the resting days. I have a good friend, and she is like a nutritionist and a physiotherapist, and she helps people reach their dream bodies, whatever that might be. If you want to be a bodybuilder, or if you want to lose weight, and she also always preaches like, don't go crazy. Don't go and do sports Monday to Sunday. Also rest. Your muscles need that in order to grow. With so many other things, I think it's the exact same thing for other things in life that you do. You need to do the hustle work, but then you also need to take a break and let it develop by itself a little bit. And you just said that your motivation is not so much the scientific part behind it, like, oh, I'm gonna work out because it's gonna help me this and this and this. You said that, and we talked about that it's probably rather the feeling that you have. Are there some things that you realize in yourself that really improve when you work out regularly versus when you don't? Like a better sleep, for example, or are you able to focus better?
Yeah, I think, that's stuff I read, right? So much I have been reading about physical activity that I know it's like really good to prevent you know, stress related symptoms and stuff. So and I mean, basically I've been having a kind of physical active lifestyle my entire life. So I mean, if let's say I'm not working out for 2 weeks or something because you know,
life happens.
Yeah, because I mean, stuff happens.
Yeah.
And there was definitely a period last year for like 4 weeks when you know, when the corona broke out, the pandemic, and everything closed, and it took some time before I got like a new habit in place, and I was just working from home, kind of never, more or less, you know. I was also sick for like 1 week, and then you needed to quarantine yourself and stuff. So I was almost just sitting home for 2 weeks, and I mean, I think that was a good like real life practical example what happens with my body if I'm not active, because
what happened?
You know, every joint was hurting, and I was like stiff, and I was stressed and tired, and yeah. So
yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
funny you talk about the corona situation. I think at some point you also said that it had a lot of impact on people's life. I mean, obviously, but also on their health, and I think both on the mental and physical level. Like for me, I think I mentioned that, like, I've always struggled with my weight. I have lost 40 kilos a couple of years ago, and then I've gained 10 kilos back last year when I moved to Sweden, which was really shitty. But it was moving to a new country, being in a relationship again, and then on top corona, and we were also confused, and we didn't really know what to do, so we just stayed inside all the time. What do you do when you stay inside and have nothing else to do? You eat, you cook, you bake, you know, you start these things. And
but that's what you do in a relationship, right?
Yeah, that too. Yeah, but at some point you gotta stop.
First year in a new relationship, you always gain 10 kilos.
Yeah, too bad. Like now we didn't. I don't know. But no, but also like to go back to the topic, so I'm also like slowly starting to get back in the habit. Like in the beginning of the year, like this year in March or something, I think I started to go to the gym every day again, like at least 4 or 5 times a week. I did this for a couple of months, and I lost 7 kilos, and I felt a lot better. And then we moved again, and then you know, that habits.
Yeah.
And yeah, but now I'm slowly getting back on track, and I can really see a difference, because for me, due to my issue with my weight that I had since I was a child, it always came in waves. So that I lost some weight, I gained some weight, I lost some weight, and I was like super active for like a year, and I felt really good. And I can really see when I look back that the times where I was really active and working out almost every day, I felt really good. It was not like an obsession, so it was like a healthy exercise, but I ran like 10K every day for 2 years, and it was fun for me. It was not unhealthy, I think. I really loved it. I love running. That's my thing. And I could really tell that I had a lot more energy, which is kind of weird, because in the morning when you get up, you feel, I don't want to go running now. But then once you run, and afterwards you have so much energy. And I never really understand how that works, because you just, you know, ran so far and moved your body so much, but you still have more energy afterwards. But I think it's like the whole chemistry in your brain that happens afterwards. Like I think the endorphins go up, and you just get happy after you've done something. And I love that feeling that, I think it can also be a drug for people. There are people, like you said, like yourself at some point, who really get, you know, kind of addicted to working out too much. But
so is your favorite exercise activity running then?
Yeah. So, and also, I played tennis for a couple of years. I also love that. Like, that kind of stuff. I don't know. When it comes to sports, I'm more like a single player, I think. I like things where I'm responsible and I can do my own thing. and like, I don't know how other people do it, but I know people run and talk to someone else. I personally can't. I'm in the zone when I'm running. I just want to run and not talk to anyone and listen to loud metal music. I love that. That's my therapy when I work out. And I think, activity is really a form of therapy, at least for me, and I think for a lot of other people. But this episode is about me, Matthias. I just wanted to talk about this today. No, but I just you just triggered something there when you also talked about Corona and like the habits and what happens, and I can really tell the difference because I had so many episodes in my life where I went up and down, that when I look back, actually the time where I focused on being active, on living healthy, eating good, that was really where I felt the best. So, and I kind of just convinced myself to like do that again a lot more because once you do it, it's really, really nice. Yeah.
I mean, life happens, right?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes we are very good to be hard on ourselves because we lost maybe a good habit and started with a bad habits, and time flies. And you described it very well. But I mean, if you have done it one time, you can do it a second time. It's
absolutely,
you can solve it. Yeah.
That's actually good exercise for your willpower when you have like something like that, when you want to reach something like a certain body, or you want to learn to lose a certain amount of weight. Also, I think you have to be very careful always with these topics. Obviously, everyone has to decide themselves what they want to look like or something. But for me, it was obviously I wanted to be healthier, and I wanted to be lighter, because at some point I was a lot heavier than I am right now and was just not good for my health. And I decided to change something, and I changed a lot of bad habits, and it took a lot of willpower, a lot of dedication. But I think it was a really good journey also for myself to see what I'm capable of if I really want to. But I think that was our episode. Like, how much have I been talking? Like 7 minutes now. But I think we can sum up that like activity is great, and guys, Google it. Like, there are so many great studies about how, like, in how many areas actually improves your health. I didn't know there were so many things also, not only physically but also mentally, that can like really, really benefit. Also, if you're an entrepreneur or any other person who is building a company or hustling or freelancing or whatever, and you need your brain a lot, then consider maybe going for a walk every day. It's good.
I think it's super important. I mean, you have all different areas in life, and you need to take care of them, right? Your emotions, your mental state, like your spirituality, your
so turning off your phone,
your physical side, and
it's true.
It's always maintenance to do.
And it can be a struggle really to balance all the little pieces that come together, but it can also be fun. All right, then I would say that was our Monday episode. Maybe we inspired you to go for a walk today, or for a run, or whatever floats your boat. And if you like what we do, Matthias just mentioned that on Wednesday we talk about more business related things. Fridays is more like a diary where Matthias talks about what he is up to as an entrepreneur and what kind of things are happening in his life and his company. So if you're interested in any of that, then consider to subscribe, leave a comment. Like, would make our day if we would hear from you. And otherwise, I see you in the next one, and you too, Matthias. Thank you.
See you in the next one. Thank you, Svea.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye.